I kept the letter in a frame on the wall for almost 8 years before I noticed something that made me take it down and lock it in my car. Let me back up. When I made detective, my partner at the time gave me a framed letter. Said it was a tradition on the unit T. Somebody writes you a welcome note, you hang it up. You pass it every day until you're too old to care about traditions. I didn't read it closely. Honestly, I barely looked at it. It was a gesture. You nod, you say thank you, you nail it to the hallway wall between the coat hooks and the thermostat, and you forget about it. That was December of 2014. For 8 years, I walked past that frame twice a day minimum. Going out in the morning, coming back at night. Sometimes in the middle of the night when a call came in and I had to move fast. I knew the shape of it the way you know a piece of furniture. Not the content, just the shape. The case came across my desk in October of 2022. A missing persons report that turned into something else within about 48 hours. A girl, 23 years old. Her roommate found a note on the kitchen counter written in a very specific hand. Large looping letters that leaned hard to the left. The lowercase e's closed all the way into little circles. The period after every sentence slightly above the baseline, like the writer was pressing down too early. I photographed the note. I put it in a folder. I carried that folder home one Tuesday night because I couldn't stop thinking about the case, and I set it on the hallway table while I took off my jacket. I looked up. The framing letter was directly in my eyeline. It had been directly in my eyeline for 8 years. But this time, something was different, and it took me a full 10 seconds standing in my coat to figure out what. The handwriting was the same. Not similar. Not reminiscent of. The same large leftward loops, the same closed e's, the same early periods sitting above the line like the writer was always rushing to finish the thought. I took the frame off the wall. I held it next to the photograph in the folder. I stood there under the hallway light at 11:20 p.m. on a Tuesday, and I went back and forth between them maybe 30 times. The same hand wrote both documents. I called my old partner, the one who gave me the letter. He picked up after 2 rings, which surprised me because it was late. I asked him who had written the welcome letter. He went quiet for a moment. Then he said he didn't remember. Said it was a long time ago. Said the tradition had been going on since before him. Said he'd just passed along what had been on the unit board when he made detective himself. I asked him when he made detective. He said 2003. I said, so somebody who joined the unit before 2003 wrote this letter. He said, yeah, I guess so. I said, and you hung it up without knowing who wrote it? He didn't answer right away. Then he said, does it matter? I went into work the next morning and pulled every personnel file I could access going back to 1995. I was looking for anyone who left the unit between 2000 and 2003. There were 4 names. 2 retired, 1 transferred to another precinct upstate. 1, and this is the part I keep coming back to, 1 was listed as deceased. A female detective named Carol Ames died November 2002. The file didn't list a cause, just a date and a notation that said case files transferred. I tried to pull the case files. Most of them were physical records stored in a facility 2 counties over. But there was 1 digitized incident report attached to her personnel file. A single page. It was a note, handwritten and scanned. I didn't need to compare it. I already knew. I still have the framed letter. I didn't put it back on the wall. It's in a box in my closet, and I've told myself 3 separate times that I'm going to hand it over to someone who can look at it properly. I haven't done that yet. I don't know why. Last night I woke up at 3:14 a.m. and walked to the closet without thinking about it. I don't remember deciding to get up. I just found myself there, standing in front of the closet door with my hand on the handle in the dark. I didn't open it, but I stood there for a long time. Follow if you want to hear more stories like this. I have too many.